Hi guys, so in this video I am going to be talking you through how to conduct social network analysis or handle the data for social network analysis when you're interested in a directed association analysis. So for example, this could be to investigate dominance and patterns of dominance within a social group, or it could be to investigate patterns of affiliation within a social group. The main aim of this video is just to focus on the Excel side of how to handle your data, and then in subsequent videos I will show you how to actually conduct the social network analysis on your matrix data that you have using UCI Net 6, and then also how to produce a sociogram with this data. So there are of course different ways that you might choose to handle your data in Excel. I'm just going to give a suggestion here of one way that you may choose to do it. Okay, this is probably the way that I think is the simplest. So I would imagine if you're looking at a directed social network, the type of data collection you would have done would be some sort of continuous sampling method. So basically what you would have done when you collected that data, you would have done it on a specific date. So we're going to have that as one of our variables here. Whenever you do any sort of continuous sampling method, it's always good to note down your start time and to note down your end time, because you might be able to do some different analysis with this later, such as looking at rates of behavior. Then of course we're going to have the behavior that we've analyzed. You're going to have the actor, so this is the individual that initiated the behavior, and you're going to have the receiver, so this is the individual that received the behavior. So what I've done here, I have categorized my dominance behavior and affiliative behavior as just very basic, two basic categories here. So I've lumped anything which is a dominance type behavior as DO, and anything which is an affiliative type behavior as AF. Of course, you may have different levels of dominance, or you may have different levels of affiliation. Here I've just kept it really, really simple for this example. Okay, so what you could do then, if you look at your first line of data here, I've got a dominance assertion, and I've got the actor being male 1 and the receiver being male 3. Okay, here I have an affiliative association. I've got the actor being male 3 and the receiver being male 1, and so forth and so on. So you can see I've got a stream of affiliative behaviors here, and I've got a stream of dominance assertions here. Okay, so what we need to do is try and handle this data, summarize this data, so we can produce a association matrix that we can then use with the software for social network analysis. So the first thing we need to do is just create a summary framework, I guess, for our matrix. Okay. So let's just do this over here. Start it here actually. So we've got 5 individuals in this example. So I've got male 1, male 2, male 3, male 4, and male 5. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that information. Sorry, first I'm going to drag it down just 1, and I'm going to copy that information. Control C, and just up here I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste special, and I'm going to transpose that so then I've got those same individuals at the top here. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do, just to make sure that we know exactly what we're doing here, is I'm going to make a note here for what is happening in this horizontal part of the matrix. And then if you look at the resource that I've put onto Moodle along with these videos, taken from Social Network Analysis book, just take a look at that and you'll be able to see from that how to set up a directed association matrix, and from that you'll see that for your horizontal part of your matrix, these are the receivers. Okay, and I'm just going to merge these cells as well. And these guys here are our actors. Okay, Just centralize that. Okay, so we've got our actors here and we've got our receivers here. Of course, we already know that you can't have a association between male 1 and male 1, male 2 and male 2, male 3 and male 3, so forth and so on. So we can put zeros in there straight away. Now, as you may have done when you conducted your simple association matrix, you actually need to fill out this summary table in another spreadsheet, because in a minute we're going to put filters on this and it sends everything a little bit topsy-turvy. So what we can do is just Control C, or you can Control V if you want to cut it right out. Make yourself another spreadsheet down here, call it data summary, and then paste it into there. You can see I've already done that. I'm just going to do that again because obviously now I've added the zeros in as well. Okay, so we're going to fill this summary sheet out. Let's go back to our raw data then. Actually, we don't need this anymore, and we can delete that. What we need to do is put a filter on this data, and we do that by just selecting cell A1, so the very top corner cell, go to data in the top part of your options framework, options bar here, and then select filter. Okay, and you can see that's going to put a filter on all of our data. Now we're going to have to do, if we were going to continue through the motions here, we would do an association framework for dominance behavior and affiliated behavior separately. Of course, we can't analyze those behaviors together. So let's just focus on one for now. So let's focus on dominance behavior. Okay. So if we go to our filter and select the drop down, we can take a filter off all of these and we can just select dominance. Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to look at who is dominating who. All right, so let's have a look here. Let's put another filter on. We've only got two individuals that are being dominant by the looks of things. So let's just first filter for male 1. And here we can see that male 1 dominated male 3 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, so if we go back to our data summary sheet, we can now add that into here. So male 1, here he is, dominated male 3 times. Okay. Now we can also see that male 1 dominated male 1. Well, that can't be. That must be a mistake. So what we would normally do is then delete that line of data. Okay. If you have any mistakes in there, just delete them out. Okay. We've got one here. Male 1 dominated male 4. Okay. So that's just once. So we've got male 1 dominating male 4. 1. All right, so for these other ones then, so these ones here, we can put a 0. So male 1 didn't dominate male 2 any times, and male 1 didn't dominate male 5 any times either. Okay, so now let's go back to our raw data again. Take the filter off male 1 and put it onto male 5. Now we can see that male 5 dominated male 3 once. So male 5 dominated male 3 once. Male 5 dominated male 2 once. And male 5 dominated male 4 also once. And then we can put a 0 in here. Okay, so you can start to see how that comes together. And I've put together an example one that I made earlier, a bit of a Blue Peter jobby. This is an example matrix here. Which typically looking at numbers probably would have been collected over several hours at least. Okay, and this is the data that we're going to use to copy into that I'm going to use to copy into the social network analysis program in a moment, so you can see how that works. Now, before we move on to the next video of how to analyze this using the social networks program, we first need to set this data up so that the social network analysis program can read this data. So there's two things we need to do. First of all, we need to copy this association matrix into a Excel spreadsheet of its own. The reason for that is because we need to then save it as a different type of file. And when we do want to save it as a different type of file, it doesn't like it if we've got multiple spreadsheets in there. Okay, so first of all, what we want to do is open up a another Excel document. So if you go to File, and then New, and then Blank Workbook. Okay, then we can go back to our association matrix, copy the cells. Oh, sorry. That's fine. Let's copy the, no, sorry. We only want to copy these cells here, the actual data. The receiver and the actor cells here are just so we can see what's going on. So then if we copy that data and put it into here, we can then save that ready for analysis in our social networks program. Okay, so just save that wherever you want to save it. Bear with me, I've got a bit of a labyrinth of files on here. Alright, so I'm just going to save that in my example data matrices file as that. Okay, so now you've got your data saved and ready to import into the social networks program UCINet. Okay, we can close down all of these Excel files now. We don't need those any longer. Okay, and in the next video I am going to show you how to import that data into UCINet.